Good evening and welcome to a joint planning and development subcommittee town council meeting. It's Wednesday, June 4th, 2025 at 6 p.m. We're in the Veterans Meeting Room. Note it's possible a quorum of the town council may be present and discuss the agenda items, but voting rights shall be limited to subcommittee members in attendance. This meeting is being videotaped and audio recorded as well. That was the call to order. Item number 2 is roll call. Catherine Bernadone.
Here.
Dolores LaRochelle is excused. Councilor Kelly is going to be late. Councilor Marquetti is excused, and I'm here. Councilor Shenya is filling in so that we have a quorum. Very good. Item number 3, review, discuss entering into a new host community agreement between the town of Southbridge and Mellow Tiger LLC, and allow the town manager to sign any related documents. Entertain a motion to recommend to town council for approval.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilor Shenya, second by Catherine Bernadone.
I'll sit here, but
Okay.
I was you for a little bit.
Let the record show that Councilor Kelly has arrived.
I did give the message, Councilor Kelly.
Thank you.
The message was
It's
just,
a new thing.
That was the time. Okay.
thank you.
Mr. Manager.
So, I hope everybody got the copy of the Mellow Tiger host agreement that I sent out individually to everybody.
Yeah, when I opened the link, it was some advertisement for something. I wasn't able to open it. And it was late
Really?
last night, so I just
Okay.
figured.
So, you're familiar with the other host agreements that we've negotiated, the new
Sorry,
agreements?
I was not in the
Okay.
meeting, so
So, originally the town had 4 original host agreements. Canterbury doing business as Green Path, Green Meadows, and 208 Worcester Street doing business as Katy Brook, and Mellow Tiger. Those were the 4 original agreements that we had, host agreements that were negotiated by the town council back in about 2001. Because of the state regulations regarding some language, we've had to negotiate all new host agreements. So since that time, we've done more as Visa, which their agreement is for a delivery courier service. That was approved. That's been approved by the Cannabis Commission, informed by what we did. We then did 3 on the same night. We did the Green Path, the Green Meadows, and Katy Brook. Of those 3, 2 we have received approval from the CCC. They were all very similar agreements, right, to form and all that. The Moraviza one, just as a point of information, today we received, they're applying for their license. So they're in the process of getting their final license. Mellow Tiger was the only one that we had a host agreement, but they never opened. So they were building it out, they had a lot of issues with the company and all that. They never submitted their first host agreement to they submitted to the state, but they never followed through to open. So now they're in the process of trying to get their initial license. The state is like, we don't even want to see your old license, we want the new host agreement. This host agreement that was sent out is exactly the same as the prior 2 agreements for the location on Central Street. If you go down Central Street, you'll see a car on the building and all that. That is the location that that's going to. So this is just the agreement for them to be a marijuana retailer, for them to submit their application. The only one difference that we have is on the first page where it says it was where they had their initial host agreement or their initial license, which they did not get. So even though they didn't get the license, that's the only thing that we changed. But they did have a license number, but they hadn't gotten the host agreement approved. So they want to submit it. We're in agreement. It had passed all the planning board and all that in the past. So we recommend approval so they can get that in for their licensing.
Discussion. Councilor Kelly.
Just a point of information, where are they located in town?
So you know where the RMV is?
Yes.
The registry? That building right across the parking lot?
Yeah. Okay,
It's got the roof
The
on.
building, if you look at the roof,
It's got a car on the
car
roof.
on top,
okay,
so it's right there.
all right, thanks.
They spend a lot of money without having their initial license. I wish them luck because they've kind of done it a little backwards with this Cannabis Commission, but we wish them luck. So,
Okay, sometimes I wonder if there's really enough business for that in town?
That is their determination
I
to try
guess
to
it's-
get it. I mean, our bylaws said that we would have up to 4. This is the 4th license.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thank you. Nothing further.
Anyone else? Very good. All those in favor? Unanimous of all present. Very good. At this point, I'd like to take a motion to substitute agenda items 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for items 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 as attached in the form that you were given this evening. I will read them into the record as each agenda item comes up.
Motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the motion?
I just want to apologize. I was not aware. I had questioned about a couple of these originally when I reviewed it, but I was not aware that there was another
It's not
matter
a
that came
problem.
up. So
Thank you.
On behalf of my office, I do apologize on this.
I
because-
appreciate that, but it's not necessary. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Any discussion on the amendment? All those in favor? Thank you. Moving to new agenda item number 4. Vote to approve the CDBG fiscal year 22 Commercial Rehab Project 3 agreement with Young Hall LLC for a deferred loan to complete painting with facade repairs and installation of awning at 208 Hamlin Street in the amount of $44,750.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion. Sue?
Sure, you've seen a couple other commercial rehab grant applications that have come in and approved them. This is another set that meets all the requirements for the state to give these commercial rehab loans so that people can make improvements to address slum and blight, improve the appearances of downtown properties. And this first one is 208 Hamilton Street.
And I would just add, it's all based on a slum blight survey that was completed 2 years ago as part of our fiscal year 22-23 grant round. It's called a windshield survey. You essentially drive the streets or walk the streets, and you're looking at the exterior, and then you're marking what the condition of the building is, different elements of the building. It's then approved by the state, and we actually, for each project, we run it up the chain to our grantors to verify, yep, you agree that this, based on the conditions, is allowed to be eligible for the funding. So and they have to have been rated in fair or poor condition for those elements that are being improved to make sure that this is directly reducing the slum and blight in the area.
And all of these projects went out for sealed bids, and we got the sealed bids in last week. So we've
Very good.
selected the lowest bidder for each project.
Great. Perfect.
Is
Counselor,
this a loan or a grant?
It's a deferred loan,
Okay,
so if they're getting signs or awnings, we would cover 100% of the cost. For most of these projects, they're doing something that has to do with the facade, so they have to pitch in 25% of the cost up front. And then we give them a loan that's forgivable over a period of 10 years, and it's forgiven 20% every 2 years. So it's to encourage them to stay in business in their location for the entire 10-year period.
now these type of loans, are they added to the deed?
There's a lien that goes on the
Lien,
property.
okay.
Yep.
how's that?
Yep.
Great. Anyone else? All those in favor? Unanimous of all present.
Thank you.
Very good. Amended item number 5. Vote to approve CDBG fiscal year 22 Commercial Rehab Project 4. Agreement with Ugal LLC for a deferred loan to replace windows, doors, casing, and trim at 111 Central Street, number 13, Honest Town Eats Restaurant, in the amount of $42,750.
Motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Same idea?
Same idea.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? 3-0. Amended item number 6. Vote to approve a CDBG fiscal year 22 Commercial Rehab Project 5 agreement with Esteban Veras and Angela Acevedo for a deferred loan to complete painting at 101 Central Street in the amount of $24,000.
There's a picture for this one. If you don't have your contractor, I can show you.
Very good.
Oh, it'll match your shirt.
I'll take a motion.
I'll
Thank you.
second.
Thank you. Same thing again?
Same thing.
Very good. Any discussion?
I just think it's great that we're looking at all these buildings on Central Street, because as we get into the TIP project and we do that whole intersection, plus
Mhm.
possible mass works, it's gonna be a whole new corridor of
Yeah,
vibrant cleanup and buildings. I think it's great.
it's looking good for downtown. Councilor Kelly.
I appreciate the picture on this. That looks like it's gonna be a very nice building to look at, you know? And knowing the building itself is quite an upgrade.
It is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah, so I do appreciate the picture. That really helps explain the.
Oh,
work.
this is the market with the mural?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you picture, 111 Central Street, so you have upper, then there's another one here
Yep.
later on for the Delicia's building. And then you go down to that building, I mean, that's a whole makeover, a whole street. But
And that's coming right into town. Everyone comes up Worcester
Yeah.
Street to Central. What a great entryway. Very good. Any further discussion?
Throw the fire station on Worcester Street and you're coming right into town to a whole new makeup.
That's right.
If I could just add, we actually used Mark Faberman, an architect, to design the building. So this wasn't sort of, born out of our office or out of the property owner's ideas. It was professionally recommended.
And the business owners actually got to contribute to the design because they came up with the sign. There will be a grant application that you'll see in the future for the business owners instead of the property owners for the sign and awnings.
Well, why would that be? Why couldn't it be is it,
We give the property owners the deferred loan for the improvements that are made on their property.
okay, I understand.
The stuff that's gonna stick with the
Yeah.
building, and they pay their 25%. If it's a business loan for those signs or awnings, they don't have to contribute the 25%, so
I
the contracts
understand.
look a little different.
Yep.
Very good. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 3-0, unanimous of all present. Amended item number 7, vote to approve a CDBG fiscal year 22 commercial rehab project 7 agreement with White Paper Strategies for a deferred loan to complete window and door installation, facade repair, and painting and installation of a concrete ramp and railings for accessibility at Dynasty Restaurant storefront portion of 344 Main Street in the amount of $46,500.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?